I mean, again, I've been saved for a year and a half, right? And before this, I was, doing my thing. I was smoking, I was drinking,
Yeah.
sex and all of that stuff, right? And I was all in the world, and
Mhm.
like even addiction to different things, whether it was weed or pornography, right?
Yeah.
And that, though, what you just said, when like every time I would fail in that time, every time I would smoke again when I said I wasn't going to smoke, or I watched
Mhm.
porn and I said I wasn't going to do it, right?
Yeah.
It would be shame. It would be like this, why, right? And we all know that
Yeah.
feeling. But when you come to the Lord, you get to experience his kindness, you get to experience his mercy and just his love. And it's like, now when you fall, right, it's not shame anymore.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it tries to come in,
Oh
but
yeah, the
it's
devil's
like,
a liar, but
you
again,
know
all
what I
he has
mean?
is lies.
But it's, hey, okay, or, you know okay,
Yeah.
are we turning back, are we coming back
Yeah.
here, are we
Yeah, it's so true. It's so
and
good.
and and it's not like, again, my boy, what?
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, okay, I get it, I understand, are you,
Mhm.
let's
Come
go.
in, come in and taste and see that I am better,
Yeah,
Like it's an invitation. It's never just, him punishing us or, there's chastisement that comes, right? He disciplines us,
yeah,
but he doesn't punish us. And I absolutely love that you said that because it reminded me, we were talking about this earlier, like just that verse in John 8, right? Where that woman, the adulterous woman, was caught in the act, literally
yeah,
caught in the act. And these religious men literally went up in the house, took that woman out. Like, can you just imagine that she was vulnerable, completely naked, bro? Like, in front of all of these men who just decided that they were righteous enough to pick her up and throw her into the street to be stoned, right? And they create like this huge commotion, and Jesus comes over and they're like, Jesus, what do you think we should do about this? And he just starts writing in the sand. And like to this day, nobody knows like what he wrote. We don't know if he's like writing out their names, calling them out or writing out their sins. Like we don't know what he was writing, but he
yeah,
just starts writing. And you hear that they're just provoking him. Jesus, like, come on. Like, I imagine they probably even had their stones in their hand. Like, come on, Jesus, what do you say about this? What do you say? Like, that she has to be stoned and killed, right? And Jesus just continues to write in the sand. And then he looks at her. And what's so powerful, and it broke my heart in the best way. It was so powerful is that he looks upon this woman. He doesn't look at her saying, like, oh, I'm going to cry.
it's okay,
Like he doesn't look
yeah,
at her saying, like, what have you become? Like, look at yourself,
mm,
look at what you've done. He looks at her with loving kindness. Like, just imagine the very eyes of love staring at you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And he just starts to call everybody out, like he who's without sin cast the first stone. And
mm,
literally everybody left.
yeah,
Everybody left because they couldn't. They knew that they were trying to sit in that judgment seat that belonged to Jesus Christ himself. And even then, he didn't choose to judge her or to condemn her. He just said, like, get up, like, go and sin no more. I love you.
yeah,
Like, go and sin no more. And I just can't, that's the Jesus that we serve. I think many of us have like a really distorted picture of who Jesus is, of who the Father is. And we think that he's just like some mean old man with like a magnifying glass killing ants, like,
yeah,
and we just have like this picture of like even jokes when people are like, God's gonna smite you, or like, dumb things like that. Like, yes, he's a consuming fire, but he's also love, like
yeah,
we have to understand that. And we have to truly understand his nature in order to live the life that he's called us to live. And, I just want to encourage somebody also, like, if you are struggling with any type of, like addiction or any type of just heaviness or worry, run to Jesus, because he run to Jesus, and also run to community, run to a community of people who love him and who can hear him in moments where you can't. Because I'm not going to say that those times won't come, because they will. It's just a
hmm,
part of life. But
yeah,
it's also just a matter of us setting ourselves up for success. going to the word when we feel these ways, going to our community when we feel a certain way, and allowing the Lord to just wrap us up and make us whole.